Good morning, class. Today we are going to be talking about managing stress. And additionally, we're going to also talk about the balance of learning. Balance for learning. We're going to have some graphics for you today on this to help simplify our message. And then lastly, we're just some how-tos, some tactics on managing stress. Tactics for managing stress. Lately, I've been really stressed out with different projects, and I've been catching myself being too far into the future, which is usually anxiety ridden. The graphics will help better display this, but hopefully this video on managing stress can help reduce your stress so you can help enjoy your journey to becoming the best version of yourself, achieving your goals, and helping the ones you love and care about most. Enjoy the morning show, folks. It's going to be a good one. Cheers. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Terror Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best person you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Today, we're talking about managing stress, and I got right into it this morning, so pardon the crazy hair, but I wanted to dive right into this. There was something, I just had something on my mind and some stuff that I've been reading and learning. Some big influences have been Peter Attia, Dan Coe, and Alex Ramosi, just kind of a cluster of kind of the stuff that they got going on. And additionally, my own research, whether it's stuff, even just reading articles, ChatGPT, and creating graphics on Canva. So hopefully this can be helpful for you on your journey to just managing stress. Because I've been noticing lately that I've been feeling a very tight feeling in my chest, just kind of a bundled up, weird cluster just of pain. It doesn't feel good, and I'm leaning into my body, and it's really crazy how that can really hinder your ability to enjoy the moment and to feel good. So I've been finding a lot of relief in seeing the patterns in myself and what I've been doing. And hopefully these patterns can help you recognize it for yourself to give yourself some relief. All right, without further ado, I'm going to go into my first graphic. Let's go ahead and share my screen. So over here, this first line is this balance of where we are in this current moment. Are you currently present, or this is where the majority of today's talk will be based on, is in the future, and this future and kind of this state of anxiety. We're worried about this deal getting done. We're worried about where our business is heading. We're worried about this goal, that goal, this goal, and we're very future oriented in our thinking and in our attention and our presence. So this is usually anxiety ridden. Or additionally, on the other side of the scale, on the spectrum, we can be stuck in the past where we're sad that we didn't do something. Oh, I woke up late, so I feel bad about this, and I'm stuck in this hamster wheel of thoughts about in the past, I made mistakes, this and that can create a lot of sadness. However, for stress, it's usually on the other side of the spectrum where it's very future oriented. Oh, what's going to happen with this? Is this going to happen? I like to think of the word catastrophizing. We've learned that a lot of the coaching I've been getting, and a lot of just the personal development stuff that I read. A lot of this is catastrophizing. We make the worst of the situation. For example, one of my real estate projects, we're still in the rehabs of it. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Additionally, there's this house that I want to buy that we haven't got under contract, but I'm scared it's going to fall out and the details, and then the owner's going to want more money for it. So this hamster wheel of I'm just catching myself thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, versus when I can disidentify from the mind and I can be more present, this is going to be a lot more blissful. And this is where we want to be, right? We want to set our goals and forget it. Like we were talking about a lot on yesterday's morning show, setting our goals, understanding our priorities, like once a week, giving it a couple minutes to make sure we're organized for the week, and then forgetting it and trying to spend as much time as possible here in the present, because this is bliss. This is where stress can be reduced. This is where things are okay and we feel good. So just want to give a little diagram on this. Be very careful of where your mind takes you. The mind likes to just chat. So it can either be pull us into the past, which is the mistakes we make, which can cause sadness, or today's managing stress under getting caught in that future anxiety state. Okay, that's the first one we want to talk about, was just the stress, where we're at. So what are some how-tos? We'll come back to this graphic here in a second. I'm going to go over to my other set of notes that we have over here. And we just want to go over some tactics for how to better manage stress. And this is kind of just a speed run of a variety of different ones. I would highly recommend you pick one or two to just start with, see what works for you, see what you like, and how can we kind of try and implement. I'll try and give some of my personal examples on what's giving myself some relief along the way. Okay, so these are some, starting off, exercise. Exercising regularly can really help reduce stress. Just reducing stress by engaging. I've been getting really excited about running some more. Additionally, my girlfriend's been doing yoga and motivating me to try and stretch and do that more. It's crazy how tight and bound up we can get. That stress can really tighten our muscles. So doing things like yoga has been super helpful. I've been more just doing stretching, trying to be more intentional about my stretching, say after I get done running, or doing some light stretching before bed. Maintaining a healthy diet. Turns out it really matters what we put in our foods. What you eat matters. And I've been trying to just meat, fruit, and vegetables. Meat, fruit, and vegetables, 90% of my diet. I also do eat some rice and some carbs and quinoa and random stuff like that. But really trying to reduce unhealthy sugars and things that I'm putting into my body. Getting enough sleep can really help reduce stress. Getting enough sleep, that's 7 to 9 hours. I'm not going to lie to you folks, I'm more of a 9-hour sleeper. I absolutely love sleep. I'm really good at it, I guess. And I'm going to take advantage. I think it's a superpower for humans to be able to recharge our batteries. I think it's the best blood pressure medication the world has to offer. It's just sleep and getting good rest. It's crazy how much our cells can recover and our just body can recover and handle stress better when we sleep. Okay, so meditation. I really just I've been doing deep breathing. So when I've been getting anxiety, let's go over to this other graphic real quick. When I'm getting in this state of anxiety a little too much, I've been doing really well with deep breathing and laying down in a dark room, doing some deep breathing, relaxing for 5 to 10 minutes, and that's been really helping. That's kind of been the form of meditation I've been taking on personally. Setting realistic goals, just breaking them down into manageable steps. I want a lot of rental. I want good quality real estate. And to do these types of deals, they take a long time. They take a lot of money and a lot of effort, a lot of people, this and that. And just eating an entire elephant in one go can seem pretty unmanageable and very stressful. So just breaking these down. What do I need to do today? What can I do? And finding peace, knowing that we're heading in the right direction. Because just knowing that we're evolving and growing feels like that's the secret sauce. So positive mindset, prioritize and delegate, take breaks. I've really been enjoying taking walks, walking the dog, getting outside, and additionally connecting with others, whether chatting with my girlfriend or my family more about what we got going on, sharing your stress. It turns out people can't read our minds. It turns out people cannot read our minds. So we need to be able to share and spend time and gain support. Turns out the people who love us most, they want to hear about what we have going on in a way that you're just saying, hey, I've been thinking about this probably a little too much. I've been sitting, Tanner, I've been a little too much into the future, and it's causing me a lot of stress and anxiety. And I want to be here, baby. I want to be in the present. I want to be bliss. So awesome. So connecting with others, seeking professional help. You might need to partner with somebody. If you want to chat with me, you can always go to oneplp.com. I would love to book a call and hang out and see if I can be of any help with your business and your personal branding. Or maybe even you need to talk to a counselor or a life coach. Awesome. Lifestyle changes. We talked about caffeine and alcohol. Those are two of the four horsemen for me. Additionally, on this list is, what would be on this list? Is nicotine and marijuana. Those are the four horsemen that I believe I'm trying to reduce in pretty much very, very limited special occasion type stuff, because I have noticed personally for me, it does raise my stress when I consume these things. Engaging in hobbies. I've been writing a lot, and I've been reading and writing more than anything, but finding a hobby. I think starting your own business is the best hobby. And of course, I would ask you to create content, share what you're learning and doing this stuff online. I think it's the best resume, and it's also just a fun hobby. Talked about deep breathing a little bit. Also, creating a relaxing environment. We added a pond to our yard, and there's a water feature in it, and just listening to the water, spending time in nature. I believe these are juggernauts when it comes to reducing stress and just giving ourselves permission to pull back into the present moment, into the bliss. Wow, of course it comes up, learning to say no. The word no is a complete sentence. It is a very powerful one. So making sure that we are learning to say no and not taking on too much. Warren Buffett made 9 investments over a decade, 9. So just learning to say, and he does this all day, every day. So learning to say no to hundreds to other thousands of distractions. Everyone wants to pull our attention. Attention is money. Everybody wants it nonstop. So we got to be able to say no and focus on our own priorities. Keeping a journal is a good way to do it. I've been writing a lot, and whether it's in a notebook or I text myself on my phone, or I've been writing my book, either way, just kind of getting the thoughts out of our head onto paper and forgetting about it, and then coming back to the present moment, the bliss. So we want to be careful getting caught in seeing it is the number one thing, right? Just being able to see the pattern, being able to be the observer. I recognize, Tanner, your state, you're in the future, you're wound up, you're thinking about the same deal over and over and over again. And there's nothing I can do right now. There's stuff in limbo. You just have to wait. I still have to talk to the owners, this and that. So just going on the hamster wheel thing, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And then we just crash. So we want to be very careful of this. We're being too caught into the future, the anxiety state. We want to be able to come back to the present, which is bliss. This is non-identification of the mind, folks. The mind is so chatty, and we just want to recognize that that's what it is. It's chatter, and it doesn't need to consume our present moment, and we can let go. Letting go, so key. Awesome. All right, let me go over here let me add the stage. How's everyone doing this morning? Feeling good? Hopefully we're reducing some stress. So far, let's go back to the board for a second. We had our little graphics and some how-tos for stress, whether it's diet, getting good sleep, or just doing some deep breathing, taking a moment. Quality breathing is not involuntary, so we have to be intentional about it. Just if we feel some tension in our chest, that's where I always feel it, is tension in my chest. So just breathing into it. I like to lay down on a nice mat in a dark room and do it for like 5 minutes or so. That's what's been really helpful for me as of late. But some how-tos and some tactics for stress that we went over in the video. The last one I wanted to talk about that I thought was really interesting is this balance of learning. So stress can have a huge influence on our ability to learn and our ability to evolve and grow. As human beings, I believe our default purpose is to evolve and grow and become a better version of ourselves. There's something incredible about just becoming a better version of ourselves that gives us that validation, that promise, and that bliss of being able to come back and just relax and enjoy of how far we've come, living in the gains of our lives and the progress of our lives and not the gaps. Let me move that chair real quick. So what is the balance of learning? Let's go ahead and go back to the graphic because my mind's been exploding lately just with trying to get more learning. And I think this formula has been really good. It seems everything's a harmony, everything's a balance and a feng shui. So what does this all mean? Let's go ahead and go back to add the stage. Let me go to the full one so you guys can see better. So over here, we have learning which is helping us develop. So we want to learn something. If we don't learn something, it's really hard to create something, which is on the other side of the spectrum. So we have here, maybe we want to read some more personal development books. Maybe we want to watch some more YouTube videos, YouTube University on something. Maybe we want to go to oneplp.com and we want to work with Tanner on our personal brand plug. But either way, we want to learn, we want to grow, we want to develop, we want to read articles, we want to learn from other people. We want to learn to help us evolve and grow. So after we do some learning, but if we learn too much, it'll put us in a state of anxiety. And try this out for yourself. If you learn too much and you don't take action to create, it'll put us into a state of anxiety. Too much learning will throw us over here into the state of anxiety. So after we do some learning, I highly encourage us to do some creating. So this morning show is really my outlet for this. I think it's genius because it's a good combination of advertising my company and I get to learn a lot of really good stuff and I get to create a lot of good stuff, whether it's graphics, scripts, outlines for the show on what the heck I'm going to talk about so I can keep going for my 20-minute segment. But so I'm doing some learning. I'm learning a lot about stress. I'm reading about it in books. I'm looking it up in articles. I'm talking to other professionals. I'm learning a lot. And then I'm creating, say, this presentation, these graphics. I'm creating, and then this is a super important piece. After you do some creation, I can learn for about 90 minutes, and then I can create for about 90 minutes, and then I need to rest. This is the most vital piece. This is tied with presence and bliss, but we need to be able to rest. Resting is after we have done our 90-minute segment of learning and we've done our creation. And you know that feeling of after you've worked really hard and then now you're going for a walk with the dog or you're going out to meet some friends or you're going out to do, there's this reduction of stress. There's this forgiveness. And really what is this? I believe this is presence. This is bliss. This is the human consciousness giving us permission to have our head where our feet are at. It makes it a lot easier. I believe we can get to the present without these things, but it takes a lot more skill, a lot more breathing exercises to really get rid of those clouds and let the sun shine through. But resting is the secret sauce to life, I believe. It's the fun part. It's the enjoyment. It's the joy. It's all the good stuff that we really want and we're working towards, or at least this is how I feel about it. I believe that I get to learn, I get to grow, and then I get to create, and then I feel really proud of myself. And then I get to come back to my family and my friends and just being in the present moment and enjoying myself. And it takes real rest to do this. And additionally, in the strategies, on how to reduce stress. We talked a lot about sleep and like those are the thing, those rest, these are recharging the batteries. This is putting the juice back in the body so we can do it again and again. So we get to enjoy ourselves as we learn and we grow, because Aristotle had it right. There's something about learning and acquiring knowledge that just feels super freaking good. And then but we can't learn too much without action, or else we'll get caught in a state of anxiety. So we want to learn, and then we want to create, and then we pull back to just rest, giving ourselves permission. And maybe you want to learn something, you give yourself you rest a little bit, and then you create. This happens, I'll read right before bed, and then I'll get up in the morning, I'll get a really good night's sleep, I'll rest, and then my brain will just be firing a million times a second on things I want to create. And that was really last night going into night. I was learning a lot about stress. I was writing out my notes and I was just doing a learning. And then I got a really good night's sleep. And then I got right up this morning. I just went right into my notes, my outline, my morning show, my graphics and stuff. So this is the balance of learning that's been working really well for me. This line here specifically, there's a book called Rest that's really good. And additionally, Dan Coe, I'm a big fan of him. He talks about this cycle as well. So this is, I think if we can embrace this spectrum of learning and growing and evolving, I think it can really help us manage our stress. And additionally, the last overview of this is just, we want to be in the present as much as possible. Yes, we need to plan for the future and we need to set our goals, but not nearly as much. So you set and forget the goals. And I think it can really pull back our anxiety so we can be present and bliss. And also, we didn't dive a lot into this today, but let's make sure that we're trying not to beat ourselves up. If you didn't get the perfect start to your day, that's okay. Letting go, getting back, and just being excited about the present, being alive, being well, and I believe this is bliss. Okay, folks, that's really all I had today. Is I just want to go over that graphic. I want to go over these tips that we had on here, and man, just really doing my best of letting go, letting things play out. I've put in my work, I've put in my effort, and just giving myself forgiveness and coming back to the present moment with maybe some breathing exercises. Or one of my other favorite ones was just sitting down and connecting with people you love. There's nothing like laughing with a friend to help us remember what actually matters. And that helps reduce my stress as well. Thanks, friends. This was on managing stress. If you know someone who wants to help better manage their stress, share this with them. Maybe the balance of learning can help them, or maybe just the streamline of catching themselves on the spectrum of past, present, and future, and just really taking note of, where am I at right now? Is my head where my feet are at? Am I in the moment? Am I in the bliss? Awesome. I will catch you guys on the next morning show. If you would like to work with me, I help real estate professionals like real estate agents and this kind of stuff. I help these people get out their personal brands and their personality. So if you know a realtor, I would love a connection. If you know someone who would want to work with me and create content to help get their brand out, make connections, because it's a networking style business. And you can always go to oneplp.com. And the first couple of weeks that you get to work with me, that I do coaching with you, is completely free, to just make sure I'm a badass and I do what I say I'm going to do. But awesome. I'm going to get out of here, quit ranting for you guys. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. And in case you needed to hear it, I love you. You're a badass. You got this. Let's reduce our stress and make today great. Love you all. Peace out, folks.